Hello, how are you? Today I've picked out 7 probiotic foods for you to add to your diet. Probiotics have several benefits, and I'll talk more about them here briefly. But I wanted to bring you 7 different foods so you can add a little bit to your daily routine every day. There's even a vegan option, so stay with me until the end. You won't want to miss it. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Take a moment now to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I post new videos every day. There's also a new recipe here daily. You're going to love them. Probiotics are actually beneficial microorganisms that help colonize our intestines. It might sound strange, but we have thousands of microorganisms living inside our bodies and on our skin every day. And the more beneficial microorganisms we have, the more they can grow and reduce the proliferation of those microorganisms that aren't so beneficial, which can harm us and cause diseases. So, the more probiotics we have in our intestines, the healthier they'll be, the better our intestines will function, we'll be able to have better bowel movements, and we'll also enjoy all the benefits that come with a well-functioning digestive system. Improved immunity, better neurotransmitter production, among many other benefits. So I've put together a list of 7 wonderful probiotics for you to add more of to your routine. The first food on our list, I'll start with the most classic, the best known, yogurt. Of course, when I talk about yogurt, I mean natural yogurt. Plain, without flavoring, without sugar, without any of that. And preferably, if you can make your own yogurt culture at home, that's even better. To make your own yogurt at home, all you need is that lactic starter you can buy in a packet, or another good quality yogurt that has 2 or 3 ingredients at most, so you can add it to warm milk and let it ferment. I can even leave a recipe down below on how to make your own yogurt if you want to know more details about it, but yogurt is one of those classic foods when we start thinking about probiotics. Another option that follows the same line as yogurt, even if you put both in a glass, they're very similar, is kefir. There's milk kefir and water kefir. Either one is very interesting, and they're powerful probiotics, actually offering even more benefits than yogurt itself. And milk kefir actually has even more benefits than water kefir. I have some videos here on the channel explaining in more detail about milk kefir, water kefir, and the difference between yogurt and kefir, and I'll leave them down below in case you want to learn more specifically about that. Another food that's very common in some countries is sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is nothing more than fermented cabbage. And it's very important, if you're going to buy sauerkraut, that you try to buy one that is not pasteurized. Because during its pasteurization process, it is heated to high temperatures and then cooled, precisely to prevent the proliferation of harmful bacteria that could make you sick. But you also end up killing the probiotics in the sauerkraut. If you know how to make sauerkraut at home, it's very easy, very simple. I even have a recipe. I'll put it down here in the description to help you as well. Another super probiotic drink is kombucha. I don't know if you've ever heard of this powerful food. Kombucha actually is made using a base of either black tea or green tea. You add sugar, and it uses that sugar to proliferate. The culture consumes the sugar, ferments, and ends up providing all these benefits. You're not going to consume the SCOBY, which is actually like the kefir grain. It's the large microorganism that, through its growth process, ferments that medium and produces the kombucha. And then you'll take that SCOBY, take some of the kombucha, and make another batch, more or less the same way you do with kefir, but they are different organisms. I also have a video talking more about kombucha, and I'll leave it down below in the description for you. Another food on our list is pickles. Usually we use cucumber pickles, which are the most common and well-known. And once again, if you're going to use or buy store-bought pickles, be careful with those that have been pasteurized in the same way, because that will also kill the probiotics. In many Eastern cultures, these delicious fermented foods are also very commonly made with cabbage and various other types of fermentation processes. There's also the incredibly popular kimchi, which is very well known and widely consumed in Korea. In fact, all these fermented vegetables are probiotic and are beneficial for our bodies, as long as, once again, if you buy them pre-packaged, you make sure not to get the pasteurized version. Another probiotic food is curdled milk, also known as clabbered milk. You can also make it at home. It's super easy. And remember, once again, that if you want to buy industrially produced curdled milk, it can't be pasteurized for the same reason we just mentioned. It's very common for some dairy products to be pasteurized to improve their shelf life, but you'll end up killing those probiotics, so ideally, you should make your curdled milk at home. And lastly, there's tempeh, which is a fermented soybean product, a really interesting alternative if you're vegan. In addition to the others I just mentioned, like sauerkraut and pickles, But tempeh ends up being widely used by vegans because of its high nutritional value as well as its strong probiotic power. So add one more to your list to try out. Go ahead and like the video because that really helps me out. Let me know down below if you have the habit of consuming probiotics, if you care about your gut health. If you don't care about it, you should, because it's one of the most important organs we have. I want to know what you do to improve its health. I'd love to see your comment here. Share this video with anyone who needs it. Let's work together to spread this chain of good, because that's what I want most here on the channel. See you next time. Bye.